peaceful village, a young boy named Arlo. Like many others in the village, Arlo dreamed of achieving great things, but he often felt overwhelmed by the enormity of his ambitions. He wanted to build a life filled with purpose and success, but it felt so far away. One day, while sitting on his hill, Arlo's grandfather joined him. The old man had lived a life full of adventures and challenges, and he could see the worry in Arlo's eyes. "Why do you look so troubled, Arlo?" his grandfather asked. "I want to be successful, grandfather. I want to become someone important, achieve great success, but the journey is long, and I don't know how to start," Arlo replied. His grandfather smiled gently. "Let me tell you a story, my boy," he said. "The story of the tortoise and the mountain." Many years ago, there was a tortoise who lived at the foot of a great mountain. All the other animals would marvel at the peak, dreaming of one day reaching it. They spoke of how the view from the top would be like no other, how the journey to the peak would bring untold knowledge and wisdom. The faster animals, like the deer and the cheetah, boasted that they would surely reach the summit before anyone else. The birds, with their wings, laughed and said they would fly to the top with ease. The tortoise, slow and steady, listened quietly. One day, the animals decided to make their attempt. The deer darted off, leaping over rocks and streams. The cheetah sped up the narrow paths, and the birds soared into the sky. The tortoise, on the other hand, simply took a deep breath and placed one foot in front of the other. At first, the faster animals pulled far ahead, and the tortoise was left far behind. Some animals gave up quickly, not wanting to face the rugged paths or harsh winds. The deer stumbled, the birds grew tired, and the cheetah lost its way in the mist. But the tortoise, moving slowly and steadily, continued on. Every day, the tortoise took one step after another, never worrying about how far away the top seemed. It didn't matter how slow his progress was, as long as he moved forward. He rested when he needed to, and on some days, he only made a little progress, but he always resumed his journey. Weeks passed, then months. The tortoise faced storms, hunger, and doubts from the other animals who had abandoned their climbs. But still, he moved forward, and one bright morning, as the sun rose behind him, the tortoise found himself standing at the peak of the mountain, looking out over the vast world below. What he had thought was impossible now felt inevitable, all because he had taken small steps every day. The lesson Arlo's eyes widened as his grandfather finished the story. But grandfather, how could the tortoise have reached the top when all the faster animals failed? His grandfather smiled. It wasn't speed or strength that got the tortoise to the top. It was his persistence. You see, my boy, success in life doesn't come from giant leaps or sudden victories. It comes from the small, steady steps you take every day. The mountain may seem impossible to climb, but every step you take brings you closer to the peak.